Throughout NBA history, countless mind-blowing records have been broken. But there are some that, no matter how much time passes, no one even comes close to. Because these records are so extraordinary, they feel almost like the result of superhuman performance. Today, we're going to talk about 10 legendary NBA records that will never be broken again. We're going to take an unforgettable journey through history, and by the end of the video, we might all find ourselves thinking, could someone actually break these one day? If you're ready, let's begin. Before we start, one question. What do you think is the ideal age to become MVP in the NBA? 25, 28, 30? What if I told you someone became MVP at 35 years old? Yes, that's right. The oldest MVP in NBA history, Karl Malone. Even Michael Jordan was no older than 34 when he won MVP. But Karl Malone, at age 35, was still one of the league's most dominant players, averaging 23.8 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 4.1 assists. Those are pretty solid numbers for a 35-year-old player. But do you know what the crazy part is? That season, he didn't even lose the MVP award to 22-year-old Tim Duncan, who had just won the NBA championship and Finals MVP. Even LeBron won his MVPs no later than age 28. So today, this record looks almost impossible to break. This record will most likely stay with Malone forever. We've talked about the oldest MVP, and now it's time for the youngest. The youngest MVP in NBA history, none other than 22-year-old Derrick Rose. Rose won this award in just his third season in the NBA. His stats that season, 25 points, 7.7 assists, for 0.1 rebounds. But do you know what's truly impressive? The names he left behind while winning this award. Prime LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard. In that season, he almost carried the Bulls to the top of the league all by himself. If only Rose's career had continued like that MVP season. But don't worry, we'll tell Derrick Rose's story and career in detail later. If you're watching this video, don't forget to subscribe, you won't want to miss that part. Now let's talk assists, and the undisputed king in this category is John Stockton. A total of 15,806 assists. The reason this record is so hard to break isn't just the number. Stockton also made history with the sheer consistency of games he played throughout his career. No player today, even at a level capable of leading in assists, has played a career as long and uninterrupted as Stockton's. That's why this record isn't just on the unlikely to be broken list. It's practically etched in stone. Speaking of assists, we can't skip blocks. Let's move on to the player with the most blocks in NBA history. When it comes to one of the most skilled centers in NBA history, one of the first names that comes to mind is Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. With his footwork, defensive IQ, and the signature dream shake that left opponents helpless, he made a mark on the basketball world. But what made him special wasn't just his offense. Hakeem was like a wall on defense. He recorded a total of 3,830 blocks over his career. Even today, that number sounds surreal. The modern NBA has shifted in a completely different direction. Big men now create a shooting threat on the perimeter instead of battling under the rim. Spacing leaves fewer opportunities for blocks, and the pace of the game is much faster than before. In today's basketball, it's almost impossible for a big man to stay healthy for that long, protect the rim at that level, and adapt to the modern system all at once. The chances of this record being broken? Let's be realistic, almost zero. Hakeem's block record looks set to remain one of the eternal cornerstones of NBA history. Now we've come to one of the craziest stats in basketball. The record for most points scored in a single game. And the holder of this record? Of course, Wilt Chamberlain. In 1962, Wilt Chamberlain scored a staggering 100 points in a single game. Yes, you heard that right. Not just 50 or 60, a full 100 points. But what makes the story even stranger is this. That game wasn't even televised. The only evidence of this legendary performance is that famous photo still circulating online today. That's why Kobe Bryant's 81-point game in 2006 deserves to be mentioned alongside this record. At least there's proof of his feat. Now let's talk rebounds. Who do you think grabbed the most rebounds over an NBA career? And who holds the record for most rebounds in a single game? We're all thinking of the same name, right? Wilt Chamberlain. Over his career, he grabbed a total of 23,924 rebounds, and with an average of 22.9 rebounds per game. He also set the single-game rebound record with 55 boards in one game. If we try to list all of Wilt's records, this wouldn't be a video, it would be a documentary. So let's move on. Wilt Chamberlain is back on the stage. An average of 50.4 points per game in a single season. It's hard to tell if this stat is real or from a video game. In fact, the top 4 spots all belong to Wilt. Who's in 5th place? Michael Jordan, 37.1 points per game. See the gap between them? This record? Never. Not again. Not even close. In the modern NBA, stars are rested. The pace is different, defense is different, and players share the ball more. While 40 points in a game is considered extraordinary, 50? Every single game? That's now in the superhuman category. But wait, it's not over yet. Because now we're moving on to another impossibility. Bill Russell. 11 championships in his career. Yes, 11. Meaning the guy had to do math while putting on the rings on his fingers. Today, winning a championship in the NBA is extremely hard. Even a single ring can define a player's career. Back-to-back championships? That's considered the start of a dynasty in the modern NBA. But 11? It's like he came from another planet. The pace of the game, level of competition, salary cap, free agency. Nothing today allows for that kind of dominance. Teams spread out talent, stars leave, and the league is kept balanced. This record, it's engraved on the tombstone of NBA history. And maybe these two records share one thing in common. Both Wilt Chamberlain's absurd scoring average and Bill Russell's unbelievable collection of championships will never, ever be repeated. The NBA has changed. The sport has evolved. But some records, they defy time. And now, we've arrived at the architect of modern basketball. The player with the most three-pointers in NBA history, Stephen Curry. But Curry's story isn't just about the points he scores. This isn't a record. It's a revolution. When Curry emerged in the league, the three-pointer was part of the game, but no one was building the game around it. The old coach's logic was simple. If you're not completely open, don't take that three. But Steph, he rewrote the rules. Defender on him? No problem. In the middle of the floor? Makes perfect sense. Three on a fast break instead of a layup? Standard procedure. With him, the math of the NBA changed. Spacing, pace, offensive philosophy, defensive priorities, everything got reset. And the man who changed the game is now the NBA's all-time leader in three-pointers. Stephen Curry's current three-point total, over 4,000. Officially, he leads with 4,116 three-pointers. This makes him unique and unmatched in history. So who comes closest to him? James Harden, 3,200 plus three-pointers. Ray Allen, former record holder, 2,973. Damian Lillard and Klay Thompson leading the active chase. But when you see the gap, you realize this. This isn't just leadership. It's a chasm. Curry didn't just break records. He defined how the next generation of basketball players will play. Today, everyone in the league is shooting threes. Centers, wings, defenders, rookies. But the start of this trend can be traced back to just one person, Stephen Curry. And the future of this record, maybe one day someone will try to catch up. But copying his impact, rhythm, volume, and 10 plus years of consistency? Extremely difficult. Almost impossible. Remember the previous records in this video. Wilt Chamberlain's absurd 100 points game. Bill Russell's mind-blowing 11 championships. Some records came from changes in the era. Others from period-specific domination. But Steph Curry's record? It wasn't just written into history. It's been etched into the DNA of basketball. If you're ready, we're moving on to the next legend. And now, we've reached the top of the list. The player considered not just the best of his era, but the most consistently prolific scorer in NBA history. LeBron James. This isn't just a long career, it's not just talent. This is a direct challenge to history. Because right now, LeBron James is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. With 42,237 points in the regular season, he sits at the very top of all time. And when you include the playoffs, the number becomes even more absurd. A total of 50,033 points. This number isn't just a statistic, it's a career summary. Health, consistency, adaptability, growth, and flawless professionalism. Throughout LeBron's career, the game constantly evolved. From paint domination to three-point, focus systems, teams, tactics, pace roles, everything evolved. But LeBron? He adapted to every era. In his youth, he was shattering rims. In his mid-career, he ran the offense and controlled the passing lanes. And now, he stretches the game with his shooting threat. What makes him unique isn't just playing for so long. It's playing at an elite level every single season. So, who are the closest competitors to this record? The names right behind LeBron on the all-time list are Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. But here's the truth. None of them are active anymore. Which means anyone who wants to break LeBron's record hasn't been born yet, or is still shooting hoops in middle school. The chances of this record being broken? Let's be realistic, very, very low. Because to do it, you need to stay in the NBA for 20 plus years, play heavy minutes every season, perform at an all-star level consistently, and have a healthy, stable career. In today's NBA, load management, short contracts, team changes, and pace make that kind of consistency nearly impossible. And the summary of this video is actually very simple. Some players became part of the game. Some broke records. Some made history. But LeBron James? He redefined history. And as you can see, the NBA isn't just about games, stats, and trophies. The NBA is the story of those who make the impossible possible. Wilt Chamberlain's unbelievable 50.4 points per game. Bill Russell's 11 championships etched into history. Stephen Curry's 4,000-plus three-pointers that rewrote basketball, and LeBron James' all-time scoring record at the very top. Do you know what these records have in common? It's not just that they're hard to break. It's that they'll never, ever be repeated. Because the game has changed, eras have changed, rules have changed. But these records? They're the cornerstones of history. The NBA's answers to the question, where are the limits of human performance? And maybe that's why the NBA is so special. Because when you step on the court today, everyone is chasing a dream. Maybe a small chance. Maybe a 1-in-a-million shot. But what if one day, your name is on that list too? If you've watched the video this far, don't forget to subscribe and like. Which record do you think is the craziest? And which one will never be broken? Also, let us know in the comments what you want to see in the next video. Take care of yourselves, live with basketball, and see you next time.